All right, let me just be very clear. From the outset, pineapple on pizza is, in my honest and, well-informed opinion, an absolute travesty. You see, as someone who's studied in Florence, and I really just can't fathom how anyone could justify putting something so saccharine and frankly disruptive on what is supposed to be a classic harmonious dish. It's more than a pet peeve. I honestly think it borders on culinary heresy.
Wow, okay, starting off strong, John. I guess I'll come right out and say I actually love pineapple on pizza. Like, seriously, it's not just about tradition, it's about personal taste and trying new things. I mean, food should be fun, right? For me, it's all about mixing things up and basically not letting a bunch of food snobs, no offense, tell us what's allowed to go on our pizza.
All right, Emily, I've got to ask, how can you justify putting pineapple, a perpetually soggy fruit, on what is supposed to be sacred dough sauce and cheese? Like, really, doesn't it just ruin the texture? And honestly, it feels like an affront to everything pizza stands for.
See, John, this is the thing. I don't get your drama. Pineapple just adds a bit of zing, that sweet spot that cuts through the cheese. It's basically the pizza version of, I dunno, salted caramel. Are you telling me you're that scared of a little flavor contrast?
Scared? No, absolutely not. Look, there's a reason recipes exist, Culinary traditions aren't some pick and mix free-for-all. The acid in pineapple literally interacts in bizarre ways with the sauce, and, frankly, I find it abhorrent. It's like you're eating dessert and dinner at the same time, and that's just no.
Wow, someone brought their chef hat Andy the rulebook today! Actually, though, who decides what the rules are? People put artichokes and anchovies on pizza, and you don't see anybody calling for their heads. Why does pineapple deserve your wrath when the kitchen is already a free-for-all?
Because, Emily, there's a difference between complexity and, chaos. Artichokes, for example, they're subtle, they work with the sauce. Pineapple blasts in like an out-of-tune trumpet. It's not harmony, it's culinary anarchy! Can you really tell me you don't just like it to be provocative?
Provocative? I mean, maybe a little for people like you. But mostly, it just tastes good. Seriously, have you never had a Hawaiian with hot sauce and red onions? It's epic. At least some of us aren't terrified to use our taste buds for more than dogma.
Emily, before you launch into your whole defense, I've got to ask, have you ever actually read about where pineapple on pizza comes from? I mean, it's like not remotely Italian. That's not a cultural celebration, that's culinary confusion.
Actually, John, that's what makes it interesting. So, get this, it was invented by a Greek guy running a restaurant in Canada, Sam Panopoulos. Back in the 1960s, he just decided, hey, what if I threw pineapple on pizza? And boom, a legend was born. I kind of love how random that is, don't you?
Oh, please. A Greek guy in Canada tossing canned fruit onto a classic dish. Call me snobbish, but I'd hardly call that a culinary epiphany. It's like, tossing M&Ms into minestrone and calling it fusion cuisine doesn't mean we should all just accept.
Well, yeah, but Hadjat John, food has always been about mixing things up, right? I mean, you love to go on about how tomato sauce originally came from the Americas, not Italy. Isn't that just as blasphemous? Honestly, the world didn't end when tomatoes hit Naples.
But there's evolution, and then there's chaos. Like with the tomato, it became part of the Italian palate, embedded in the pineapple on pizza, though, it still screams drunken dare to me, not centuries of culinary tradition.
But why does everything have to be about ancient tradition? Seriously, that's so rigid. Some of the best food comes from happy accidents or weird mashups. Just because it's not an artifact from Florence doesn't mean it's a disaster.
Look, I'm all for innovation, but there should be limits. Pineapple on pizza doesn't respect the heritage, the balance. It's like a complete contradiction of what pizza means in Italian food culture.
Well, sure, for you, pizza is this sacred masterpiece, but for lots of people, it's, a blank canvas. Hawaiian pizza isn't about Italy, it's about making something new. And honestly, people have made it their own all over the world, John. That's kind of beautiful, if you ask me.
Emily, I honestly can't comprehend how you continue defending this nonsense. Pineapple on pizza is basically a slap in the face to anyone who takes food seriously. Are you just trolling the world, or does your palate genuinely not function correctly?
Wow, John, you must be super fun at parties, huh? If you spent half as much energy eating as you do whining about toppings, maybe you'd get that culinary stick out of— well, never mind. It's not that deep,
Oh, sure, because it's not like tradition matters, right? God forbid we show respect for centuries of Italian expertise. Just toss whatever canned fruit you can find onto a pizza and call it innovation. Do you even likey flavor, or are your taste buds dead from years of eating whatever leftovers you mashed together?
Wow, your snob meter just broke the scale. People like you are why food gatekeeping is a thing. Just accept that the world doesn't revolve around some ancient pizza commandment. Sorry if that makes your inner grandma cry.
Gatekeeping? No, I call it having standards. Maybe if you spent a little less time defending your horror show recipes and a bit more time learning actual cuisine, you wouldn't sound so pedestrian. You're killing authenticity, Emily.
Oh, right, like you invented pizza or something. Keep clutching those pearls, John. If you want to eat cardboard with cheese, be my guest. Just don't pretend you're some kind of flavor saint while you do it.
Flavor saint, huh? That's rich coming from someone whose taste in pizza is as bland as, well, your personality. Admit it, Emily, pineapple is just your way of making bad pizza slightly less tragic.
Right, because the world needs saving by Captain Charisma here. At least I don't treat pizza like a sacred text. If you hate pineapple so much, try minding your own damn business and let the rest of us enjoy life.
Oh, for God's sake, Emily, just admit it. Your taste buds are as lost as a GPS in a tunnel. Pineapple on pizza.
Wow, John, your ego's so inflated, I'm surprised you even fit through the doorway. Maybe you should try pineapple. It might help that sour attitude of yours mellow out.
Please. The only thing pineapple does is ruin perfectly good dough with its syrupy trash juice. Seriously, did your parents raise you on canned fruit and sad trombone music, or do you just hate Italian food on principle?
Oh, spare me your limp-wristed culinary snobbery, chef boy. If I wanted an opinion from someone who gets off on bland toppings, I'd ask a cardboard box. It's called variety. Try it sometime instead of dying mad about ham and pineapple.
Variety? If dumping random crap on dough is variety, maybe I'll toss your precious Crocs on a pizza next time. At least they'd have more texture than your personality!
Oh yeah? At least I'm not clinging to some half-baked idea that makes me sound like I'm 80 years old ranting at a cloud. Honestly, get over yourself. Pizza doesn't care about your little Italian purity parade.
I'd rather be 80 and right than forever stuck at age 5, slapping fruit where it doesn't belong. You're a culinary toddler, Emily, a menace to common sense. If there's justice, the pizza gods are weeping every time you order takeout.
Oh, please, John. The only thing weeping is my brain having to listen to your pompous olive oil-soaked rants. Face it, you wouldn't know fun if it came baked with extra cheese, you insufferable dough goblin.
Ha! Coming from the queen of chaos toppings, that's rich. Maybe next you'll put toothpaste on pizza and call it fusion cuisine. You're a crime against carbs, Emily. An actual walking, talking abomination.
You're a sanctimonious kitchen dictator. Tell you what, John, next time I make a pizza, I'll be sure to put pineapple on your half, just so I can watch your head explode, you crusty old pizza snob.
All right, Truce. If I keep going, my blood pressure is going to start bubbling like cheap pizza sauce. We might have to agree you're officially wrong, but at least you have persistence.
Ha! Persistence is basically my superpower. And hey, and say what you want, at least you care about your food. There are worse sins in the world than pineapple, like microwaving leftover spaghetti with the lid on. That's actual chaos.
Oh, don't even get me started on microwaves. That's like a debate for another day. You know, I suppose begrudgingly I could tolerate pineapple as long as I don't have to eat it or watch.
I'll remember to shield your delicate eyes next pizza night, but hey, I'll even save you a slice without the fruit affront. I'm generous like...
Thank you, Emily. True generosity in the face of culinary war crimes. Maybe we can both agree. No raisins in potato salad. Ever.
Now that is a crime. Finally, common ground. Look at us, at tearing each other to bits, but united against the raisin menace.
Guess there's hope for humanity after all, just not for pineapple on my pizza. But thanks for the entertainment. I needed a good argument today.
Anytime, John. I'll be back next week with a side of olives and some spicy opinions. You're not getting off that easy?